Hey guys, so Christmas is coming is just a few days away now, 2 days away, and there's quite a bit to do still. So I've been working on a patch. These are the patch notes that I started yesterday, um, and we're going to be carrying on with fixing up the game, getting it ready for release. So I'll just boot into the game here, turn the volume down. Right, first thing I already want to make a note about is there's no difficulty here in game. We're going to add that today. So global difficulty. We could have like a slider, something like this, between, easy and maybe very hard, to give people more control, or we could just have radial buttons and just have like easy, medium, hard. Um, probably do the radio buttons. So global difficulty in settings menu. I'm just going to write these things down, and we will do them sort of in blocks. Now, let's jump into a campaign. So these are not unlocked yet because we've got a new profile, but I know that this doesn't work, dynamite doesn't work, eggnog doesn't work, and neither does this grubby thing. So at the very least, I want to fix the sniping, the dynamite, and the eggnog today. So implement snipe, what else? Dynamite and nog. So we'll do that as well. All these towers work. We're missing the final tower. I haven't actually decided what that's going to be yet. Okay. Let's see our notes from yesterday again, actually. There was one known thing I didn't fix. Stacking of sound effects. Yeah. Okay. We're not going to fix that right now. It's not going to affect gameplay. It's like literally just here when we are in a wave. Okay, so we're listening for the pew sound effect, basically. It should occur every time these guys fire. And as you can hear, there's like one sound effect occurring per 3 towers. So that's because they're not being stacked, but not really a game breaker. It's just a little bit, it's not correct. So anyway, let's start with those few things. Global difficulty settings should be quite easy to do. Minimize that. Right. So in our options menu, we just want to add like what did I say? We'll do radio buttons. I think it's called a GUI. Oh, got caps lock on. It's always hard to type when you're just starting in the morning. So let's call this difficulty. And we'll import that. Now, this needs some parameters, does it? We'll look at the GUI radio button class. Okay, so we can't just make a blank one. We need to give it some button actions. We can make one with names and actions. Let's do that. So here, we'll give it a list of easy, medium, hard, pretty basic, and then another list of actions. I think these are actions. Is that what I just saw? warped actions, correct. So this is pretty easy to set up. We just make some space here for ourselves. Just go like that. And we need how many of them? 3. Cool. Then we'll put our actions in here. So this is going to be easy. Now we don't have really a global thing. So let's, in our main game class, we'll just put a variable up here. Way up at the top. Public static double. We'll call this difficulty. And we'll just set it to 1.0 as default. I might actually make this private, and we'll make a setter and a getter wherever our sort of accessy stuff is. This class has gotten a little bit out of control. When I made this game, I kind of went a little bit sort of, I was expecting the game to be a lot smaller, as I'm sure many a game developer has made this mistake. Thought it was going to be a small game, so I just, you know, put it all into this class, and now it's over 2,000 lines long. So that's a bit annoying. Here we go. Here it is. So let's just make here a public static get difficulty. And obviously this should be a double. Not a dustball, a double. We'll just set this. Oh, it's static, so we can't do that. We have to go like this. Right, like that. Okay, we'll just call this diff. Okay. Now we kind of want to set a limit on this. So if diff is less than 0.5, diff equals 0.5. Else if diff is greater than 2.5. I'm just going to set it to 2. Will be our hard. Diff equal 2.0. And in either of these cases, we should give ourselves a output so that we know there's been some sort of mathematical error somewhere. So let's just go console error. Christmas is coming. Set difficulty. Difficulty too low. Diff too low must be greater than 0.5. And then we'll just add diff so we can see what it is. Copy that to here. Diff too high must be less than 2.0. Cool. It could be equal. We'll make sure that like that. There's a fly that's come in. Hopefully you guys can't hear that. You may be able to though. That'd be annoying. Welcome to my show where you get to listen to a fly buzz around the room all day. So seriously, dude. Okay, so we got the fly. The fly is done. Now we can get back to work. So, what are we doing? Setting up difficulty. Christmas is coming. Set difficulty. Whoa, that was so hard. Okay, 0.5. And that's it. That's just all we have to do. Very easy. Here, we'll set it to 1. And here, we'll set it to 2. So this is going to be like modifying whatever their health is, which we'll take a look at now. So in our Christmas decoration, I think I've made a little bit of a mistake. Not a mistake, but something we can make more optimal here. So we have this abstract method for getting the maximum hit points. Now this is kind of dumb. Okay, what this really should be is get base hit points, and I'll show you why. Because each of our decorations, if we take a look at bauble, right, for example, and we take a look here. So this method that we implement here is pretty much exactly the same in every decoration class. The only difference is, the reason it has to be abstracted is because bauble has its type or its data kept in bauble type, whereas a biscuit has its data kept in biscuit type. Kind of makes sense, but you know, it means we need this abstraction. So what we really could do is just return base hit points. In fact, get base hit points. Now, some of you will be wondering, why didn't I use refactoring? Because now we've created a bunch of errors. The reason is I'm still going to keep this other function. It's not going to be abstract though. This is going to be like our actual int get hit points. Why must this be renamed? That's what this other function was called, wasn't it? Oh, you'll get max. Sorry guys, sorry. Morning brain. Get max. Okay. Now this will return our base for the mob times our new difficulty variable. Right, and then times the wave. What was a wave? Get difficulty multiplier. So this we will actually rename this. This is wave difficulty. So that's Alt-Shift-R to refactor. That didn't work for some reason. Alt-Shift-R. Wakey. It's definitely the right key code, so I don't know why that didn't work. Get wave difficulty multiplier. Okay. Proceed. Now here we're going to multiply by that. So get wave difficulty multiplier. Whoopsies. Get wave second one, not the third one. And that's obviously what we're going to be returning. Cast. We'll need to cast this to an integer. Good stuff. Now, in every single one of these decoration class things. Okay, so yeah, this, because it's actually still there, what we're going to do is quickly comment out this function we've just made. And that's going to show all of the errors like that, just to highlight it, so I don't get confused here. And then we just want to return this part. And this function will need to be changed to our base, which is the actual thing we want to override, not that. Okay, now let's just go through the list. Let's suppose I'll move the problems over here for a moment so you guys can see what we're doing. Just going to go through all these problems and ignore that, ignore all of those. Here, change that to that and delete all this. Okay, I'll probably just go into fast forward now and you guys can skip all this. Okay, so now that's done. We want to go to our Christmas decoration, our base class. If I can type today, that would be good. So here, where we commented out our function, we need to bring that back. Good stuff. Okay, so now our get health function returns our hit points divided by max. That's actually our as a percentage. That's probably what we use to calculate our health bar. So now let's just look at this. Yep, that's just what we fixed. So that will return the base amount. This will return the difficulty that the user has set in their game option. Yes. Yes, and then this will return the multiplier for the wave that they're on. So wave 1 will have 100%. I might make this just start at 1.0 and then wave 1 is 101, wave 2 is 102, because otherwise you have to remember that the multiplier is 1.1 less than the current wave, which is a bit, you know, like, why do that? So let's not do that. Okay, good stuff. I suppose we should just get in the game and check that that worked. It's not going to work because we've failed to... Okay, let's just close others. Got too much going on, and we need to open up the options menu, which we were working in. So we've made these GUI buttons. We've not done anything with them, right? We need to set their position here, which will be difficulty. Set pos. I'll just measure it because guessing is annoying. So let's open up our options menu. Oh, we'll also need some text here. It looks like we've just written our text directly into the background. So let's add a new layer. Oh gosh, what font is that?
A few moments later.
All right, we're going to go with that. That's really close. So we'll call this difficulty, and then our radio buttons will just be beneath there. Just going to try and line that up roughly. Cool. All right, merge that, and we'll make a save. Overwrite our old one. Yes, you can replace that with that. Okay, now we just need to measure still. So our radio buttons are going about here somewhere. 1500 by 350. Okay. So now we set the functionality. We already set the functionality. That's what we did up here. So do we need to do anything here? Can we set like vertical versus horizontal? Oh, I think my cat's being sick.
A few moments later.
So we're looking at this difficulty thing and the options that we've given ourselves. Oh gosh, are you okay, Mittens? Oh, get it out of here. great content here. Come on down to my channel and listen to cats vomiting. Okay, we've got radio size, type, tooltip, axis. Cool. We'll just go vertical. Gonna assume that will work, and then we add our member. Right, and the assembly will handle everything for us from that point on. So we should now just do a quick test, I guess. Options. There it is. Easy, medium, hard. Okay. Now, just for reference, let's look at our bow type, because in here we have the health, right? So red has 100 hit points. I should have known that because it's the base amount. So basically, if we set this to hard, what we should see when we start our campaign is 200. Turn that down a little bit. Right. Oops, right click. Oh yeah, we didn't kill it. We got 202, and that's because we're 1% more, because we're on wave 1, so we're 101% of 200, which is 202. That's perfect. Now, if we just change our difficulty mid-game, right, these guys won't change. You might be like, well, right, what? I expected them not to change. I think, so we were hitting them twice, but the health bar wasn't showing the damage. So there's a bug there. So let's just make a note of that. Health bar doesn't show accurate health. It's kind of a, so this is how it goes. You fix something, or you add something, and then that breaks something else. These ones spawning will have, yeah, 102. So that's because their health gets set when they spawned, not like every instant or anything. So if we were to change this to easy, I would expect them to stay at 102. It's orange, so it has higher health, 153. Does orange have 150? Because that would be correct. Orange has 300, but we're on easy, so we're 50%, which is correct. Yeah. But we still have this problem of hits not showing. So unless you can, when you right click, maybe it makes the sound. No, that's definitely doing damage. Let's try with the orange. That works. But if we change it mid-wave, oh gosh, that was not what I meant to do. Let's just jump ahead a bit. And okay, so it should be set to normal, I think. No, we're on easy. Okay. We'll put it to medium. Start again. So they should be coming out with 100 and 1, yes. And then we go to hard. And it reads 202. I see, and it's updating now, but Do they actually have that much? Because I'm pretty sure this calls, this updates, whereas these are kind of fixed when they spawn, I think. Three hits to kill, right? And then if we make this medium, it should be either 1 or 2. It still took 3. So they definitely have more than 102 health. What does hit points say? Hit points is accurate, but max is wrong. Okay. Yeah, this is a bit annoying. Let's take a look at the code. So the reason is in our game hard rate, down here, this has an update function. And this runs 60 times a second, I think, or maybe 59. And what does it do? It sets the text line to selected decoration, get hit points, which returns the current hit points. So at the one above that, the max, doesn't get updated. Why would it? Because previously it didn't change, but now it does change. So we could just add a line here, very easy line to update that as well. It's a bit overkill because a lot of the time this isn't going to change. But whatever, I'm not going to create a whole system to deal with this right now. Should have just done it differently from the beginning probably. So we're sort of in for penny, in for pound here. We'll just add one more line. Just easy solution. Get base, get max. That's what we're looking for. Now that solves the problem of them being displayed incorrect down here. Gosh, that's a bit loud. Turn that back down. Right, so it says 102 is the max. It's actually wrong, and it has 101. But anyway, that's pretty close. And then if we go to medium, it should be off by 2 now. Or for a new one, not for ones that have already spawned. So we'll start another wave. There we go, 309 out of 300. Yeah, okay, so that's still a bit wrong. If we were to change difficulty now though, go to easy, it should update immediately. It says, yeah, 154, and it has 309 because that's what it spawned with. Okay, so one obvious and kind of simple solution would be to make it that the player can't change difficulty in the game. Like, we restrict that option so that when you're here at the main menu, you could change this, but perhaps when you're actually in the campaign, maybe this should not be accessible. I think that kind of makes sense. It would be a little unfair as well. Like, that's another bug. That shouldn't happen when the game menu is open. The timer should pause. So a wave timer continues when game menu is open. Right, it does kind of make sense because let's say you're halfway through the mission, you've decided you want to be on medium, and all of a sudden you're losing, and you could just turn it to easy and then win. I mean, I don't know, losing's not really fun. It does get locked into losing. Maybe you. The other thing is though, you can just forfeit and you keep your trash. So if you're gonna lose, you could just forfeit anyway. So I think I would lock the difficulty. Uh, but that's a bit shit. Why can't we just? You should be able to change difficulty mid-level, if you want. I, I try not to restrict the user too much. Some restrictions obviously necessary. Let's move this problems out of the way. That doesn't need to be there anymore. So let's have a look at one of our presents, or better yet, let's look at the base class. So here in the base class, we should have some sort of update graphics function here. So what does this do? We just call get health, and this returns get max, and get max will be accurate. As soon as we change with that radio button, this difficulty will immediately be, the next time it gets called, the next time it gets updated, it will call this. So it will be accurate, in fact. So why is it wrong? This returns hit points divided by max. So, okay, so, yeah, okay. If we've spawned a guy in, right, and his hit points are, we've started the wave on hard, okay? Let me start again. So, what's happening is we spawn a guy in, we'll say the difficulty's hard, and it's a red bow. So it comes in on wave 1 with 202 or whatever hit points. Now, if in that wave we turn it to medium, this function is now going to, all the ones that are basically on the map that have their health already set will persist with that health, and their new max, because we've just lowered this, is now going to be lower than their current hit points, which effectively means that until their hit points are lower than this, you won't see any change. This will be the width of the health bar will be the width of the sprite. So I think what we want to do is honestly not put an if here, because this function is hot. This gets called a lot. So if we put a branch here, that's going to be really costly. What I think we want to do is, I mean, we could just ignore this problem, right? If you've gone to medium, the guys that are already on, what I was going to say is we could have a branch that if your hit points exceeds the max, we just set the hit points to the max in that instant, and then basically every mob, if you change the difficulty, will have accurate health. The problem is, like I said, this is a hot function, and a branch here is probably ill-advised. So it'd be better not to do that. We could also just have, I think what would be better to do is in our in our options, right, the best thing probably to do is at the instant this is called, why don't we just run through one time all the mobs that are currently in the map, and we'll like call a function. Okay, this is what we're going to do. So we're going to go to back to our decoration, and we're going to make a function called true health or something. Public void true. Probably not true because that's a keyword. Set health accurate. Bit of a weird function name. And all this is going to do is it will just say if our health is basically this, right? Our get thing that we just talked about. This function. So if hit points is greater than max hit points, if hit points greater than max equal get max. Like that. And then this should be pretty cheap. So if we go back to our options now, after each of these things is set, we need to run through our get wave group for each decoration, for each D. Let's just say D dot Why can I not use D dot? It's public void, yeah. For each warped object action. Oh my gosh, sometimes Eclipse, you know, you need to calm down with your code assist. I'm just trying to type, man. I don't need you to replace and then you won't put it in here. I reckon we can still access it even though code assist is not working. I think we could just call the function. I don't see why we can't call this. I think you're wrong, Eclipse. Oh, look at that. You're wrong, Eclipse. Yeah, there's no reason we can't do that. So, now we should have accurate health. You know what? Oh, crikey. The other thing we need to do, we'll just make this function also update graphics. Because otherwise the health bars are not going to be right until we've hovered over them. So, update graphics. Like that. And now our difficulty, global difficulty, should be fully implemented. So, we're in game, turn the volume down. We'll put it to medium, which should be the default value, actually. We'll quickly fix that. Options here, radio button, set, set select button 1. Okay, now if we look at, oops, not shop, options, Do we need to call update graphics as well? Yeah, okay, good. That's correct. Now, in here, we're on medium. We should have... Fucking turn this down every time. That also should be set. Set the initial volume to be lower. It's a bit crazy loud. Now, these guys should have 101 health. Good. If we change the difficulty to hard... Why do they have half health? Oh, we did down. We didn't do up. Yeah, so set health accurate. Now actually up is a bit different because the health may be lower not because we've increased the difficulty. It may be lower because it's taken damage. So it would be unfair if you have weakened a guy, right, a lot, and then you change to hard, and he basically will get his hit points reset. So what we want to do is not set to the max as such. What we want to do is add the difference for what it would be onto what the health currently is. So if...
A few moments later.
Now, after a bit of fluffing around, this should be fixed and fully working now. So our difficulty is medium. Yes. Change our difficulty to hard. Okay, their health has increased. Good. Change it to easy. And their health is still full, but it's only 51, which is perfect. So now if we go back to hard and give him some damage, let's say this guy is... He's half damaged, right? If we go now to easy, he should be half damaged on easy. And it doesn't seem like he is. Because his health was still greater than max. Yeah, because we didn't do it. We didn't really do it right here. Set decreased. We just set it to be max. And we probably should set it to be the percentage that it is. With the new base.
A few moments later.
Okay, I've just thought of a really obvious way that we should have done this from the beginning. We'll just double old health. Oh no, but this is not per...
A few moments later.
This should be perfect.
A few moments later.
Right. Okay, so I think finally this should be fixed after a lot of messing about. Okay. This guy has 200 health. Now he has 50% health. So now if we go to medium, he should have 50% of 100. Which he did not.
A few moments later.
Okay. Now, oops, I think I just launched 2 instances of the game. Yeah. Okay. Now, after that little fix up, $202. It's got half health. Medium should have half of 100. Still got half health. He's got 50. We go Oh, if we go to easy. Okay, so now if we're on medium, or we're on hard. Okay, this guy's 200, he has half health. We go to medium, or just try jumping straight to easy. He should now have 25 health, which is exactly correct. Okay, and then if we go back to hard, he should have 100 health. Yeah, and he just got 100 damage, because my click strength is 100, which leaves him with 1. So that was correct. Awesome. So that is our sort of global difficulty system implemented after a bit of messing around and quite a few mistakes and oversights, but we got there in the end. Okay, so I want to try and get one more thing done today before I stop, and that's just going to make my day tomorrow a little easier. So let's quickly finish off this dynamite thing. So we'll just start by seeing what actually happens at the moment. Okay. Okay, so we can set it to be our cursor. It does nothing. It's basically going to be the same as this bomb, except the explosion will be different, do different damage, and dynamite will destroy stone as well as damage mobs, whereas this will just damage mobs. I think this might be a little bit broken too. And I still need to set up a proper interface for this so that you're not just randomly chucking them in. Okay. So, let's look at our play field, I guess. Right, so if we release the mouse, we just go ahead and paint the brush, right? And then, okay, and then it looks at the brush, and we do all of this. So when we determine we have an item brush here, so I'm assuming this just doesn't have a thing for it. It does have a thing for dynamite. So this will generate a dynamite and add the member. So what is a dynamite? Is a dynamite just nothing? It's just nothing. It's a blank class. So let's go ahead and look at our bomb. We're pretty much going to copy this and change kind of how it works. Right, so just copy that for now. That's going to change anyway. Like not today, but later. So it doesn't matter if we just copy paste that. Area of effect. Copy that. Okay. Seems pretty straightforward. So the range is already reduced. The animation here, that will need to change Just make a note to make a new animation. Because it has a smaller range, so we'll need a smaller animation. And so this area of effect, that goes through the wave. We also want to look through through the tiles, I guess. So what's our range? It was like 40 something. Okay, I might make this 64. Then we have a 2-tile radius, roughly. So we could say maybe we just destroy like all the neighbors, and then one above and to the right. So sorry, 2 above, 2 to the right, 2 below, and 2 to the left. I think we'll do. So for I equals 0, I less than 9. First we need to get our tile coordinates, so that would be Moo, you're not gonna get to go outside if you keep being all meowy, okay? Settle down. Right, so x equal tx plus ix, y equal gy plus iy. Mittens, please stop. I'm trying to work, okay? Get out of there. I'll orange you. Right, now we have our coordinate. We just want to, I guess, set tile. Let's not even check. Let's just set it at x, y to be rough snow. And then I said as well, we go 1 above, below, and etc. So let's also, we'll just do this. Stop it! That's not how you go out. You don't get to boss people around. No, stop. We haven't actually set our item, so that is part of the problem. So that should be like that. Okay. Now the dynamite should work. Doesn't seem to be updating. Let's look at our bomb again. Here's the problem. We're overriding our update position. So now we should be able to land. Oh, that's kind of wrong. Kind of right, kind of wrong. Obviously this bit is wrong. Okay, it's not this. It's so it should be tx plus 1. Let's center ourselves. So this is the top right hand corner, not the center. So let's set tx plus 1, ty plus 1, and now these both should have been 2, but it was just our center was the wrong coordinate. So I'll check this. That looks better. We're getting on the right. Are we not getting the one on the left for some reason? So that seems pretty consistently not happening. Yeah, because that's supposed to be minus. Now, the other thing I noticed was some bedrock was getting destroyed, so we should check the tile before we actually set the tile. If get tile is bedrock type. Or so if type is bedrock or type is foundation or type is let's say equal. If it equals spawn, obviously we don't want to destroy that. Or if type equals castle, we also don't want to blow up our castle. So if any of these conditions are true, then continue. And here we want to say if any of those are true, we're sort of we have to check each one. coordinate's going to be this. It's what we're about to replace. Ty. Okay. And then we just check if this is the case. Let's return. We'll just say continue. We'll just do nothing else do that. It's not really the cleanest way of writing this, but it'll work. Okay, sorry, -2, and this is -2 over there. And +2. Okay. So now the bedrock should not get destroyed. Okay, we're still blowing up our trees, which is not good. So let's see. Ore type is tree. Oh, wrong level. Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. We're still able to blow up our green thing. Right, what is that tile called? Or type equal, I can't remember what it's called. It's we should definitely not blow up border snow as well. For the life of me, remember what this tile is. Okay, just calm down. We'll just run with that for now. Let's just click on our thing and see what it is. It's called, it's a type of bedrock. So it must be like bedrock, the one bedrock that doesn't get added. And that's to stop people from building gem mines on them. Here, bedrock types does not contain so we go up to L. There's a bedrock Z. So that must be the one. That guy. Right, so check for that, and also this condition for each of these. Let's just put this back there. Good stuff. Okay, now, perfect. We're not blowing up our castle or any of this stuff. We can't blow up our spawn, but we can blow up this stone. And we should be able to damage these guys. Oh, that totally can block the path with dynamite. Okay, we'll have to make it that groomed snow as well is blocked. Which is kind of sad, because I thought it would be cool if the dynamite would, like, you know, it would make sense to rough up your groomed snow if a piece of dynamite went off on top of it. But, yeah, I don't want to have to check. Otherwise we'd have to check every time as well if there's a path blockage when we throw out a dynamite, which is just getting a bit annoying and over the top. So that's it, I reckon, for today, guys. We'll quickly finish off these notes. We'll put this under fixed bugs. No, change my mind. Cool. So we've implemented a dynamite system that can remove larger amounts of stone. We know that this dynamite animation is incorrect. All right, and we'll just leave it at that. So I'm going to post this update now onto Steam, and then, yeah, tomorrow, ideally, I would like to get another video out. We're going to need to finish off the eggnog. I think that was the last item. No, sorry, there's 2 items to go. There's the eggnog and this, which I'm not sure 100% how that's going to work, but these 2 items still, I know what this is going to be. And then the only other thing was that this crosshair, this works, but the crosshair is still wrong. We'll fix that another day. See, it's offset by the size of the crosshair, about half the size. So yeah, pretty good. We've got a good bit done, a bit more to go still. All right, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll try and have another video out tomorrow with the final update before we go to early access. So that's pretty exciting. Yeah, cool. Thanks, guys. See ya.